Which case inspire the headline? 1, 2, or 3? I'm already convinced I'm a huge fan. Take my wallet away. Case 1.
Welcome to Nostalgic Notions, the podcast where we dig deep into the allure of yesteryear's cinema. I'm your host, Alex, and each week, I'm joined by my co-host Jamie as we examine the films and eras that have shaped our love for storytelling on the big screen. In today's episode, we're diving into the world of classic musicals and exploring why they became iconic, despite the mixed feelings they stirred in their time. How did we go from the silent film era to vibrant song and dance numbers? And what does it say about our evolving perceptions of art and entertainment? So grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's journey through the captivating world of cinema's past, where every note and dance step tells a story worth remembering. Let's get started. You know, I've been thinking a lot about old musicals lately. It's fascinating how we've come to glamorize them despite the fact that many people in their own time thought they were silly.
Right? I mean, back in the day, silent films were groundbreaking. They brought new ways of storytelling. But as soon as musicals hit the scene, some people rolled their eyes at the idea of characters singing instead of speaking.
Exactly. People often criticize the transition from silent movies to talkies. They felt that sound would distract from the artistry of film. But look how it evolved. Musicals became a celebration of talent, choreography, and vibrant storytelling.
And now we view classic musicals like Singin' in the Rain as masterpieces. It's like society has a nostalgic lens that makes us overlook the criticism they faced then.
It's that romanticized notion of the past, like we glamorize the idea of Hollywood's golden age. But at the time, many felt musicals were just gimmicks to attract audiences.
So true. I guess it's a bit ironic how we can appreciate the very elements they were criticized for. The vibrant colors, catchy songs, and lively dance routines are now iconic.
Plus, think about the cultural impact. Musicals often reflected societal issues under the surface. While some scoffed at them, they gave a voice to a generation, don't you think?
Absolutely. They challenged norms and pushed boundaries, even if it wasn't obvious at the time. It's interesting how modern audiences often embrace what past generations labeled as trivial.
It makes you wonder how today's films will be perceived in the future. What are we enjoying now that might be looked back upon with disbelief?
Maybe in 20 years, people will be nostalgic about reality shows or superhero movies. It's a cycle, really.
Definitely. That's the beauty of film and art. They evolve and our perceptions change along with them. What's trivial today could be celebrated tomorrow.
Well said. Let's cherish the charm of those old musicals while we can. Who knows how they'll be viewed in another decade?
Agreed. Now, how about we catch a classic musical later? Just for fun.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
Case 2. Case 2.
Welcome to Nostalgic Notions, the podcast where we dig deep into the allure of yesteryear's cinema. I'm your host, Alex, and each week, I'm joined by my co-host Jamie as we examine the films and eras that have shaped our love for storytelling on the big screen. In today's episode, we're addressing some of the things our viewers brought to our attention. Why so many versions of old successes? Why does it seem like Hollywood keeps reaching into the past for inspiration, repackaging classics with new twists, and spinning them into endless subproducts? Let's get it started. You know, Jamie, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Why do you think we're so obsessed with reboots and sequels? It's like every other movie trailer is a nod to something from the past.
Right? It's everywhere. And it's not just reboots, it's the spin-offs, the prequels, even the themed merchandise. I mean, who hasn't seen those TikToks of teens rocking retro-style merch from movies they've never even watched?
Oh, absolutely. But it's kind of fascinating, isn't it? It's like the studios have cracked this psychological code. Even if you don't know the original story, you can still feel connected through, I don't know, a catchy song or a cool character design.
Totally. And it's so strategic. Think about how much buzz these movies create, not just for the films but for all the spin-offs and products that come with them. They're not just selling us a story, they're selling us a whole culture, a way to feel like we belong.
Which is genius if you think about it. They're targeting younger audiences who might not care about the original movie, but they can still relate to the new packaging, whether it's a trendy slogan or a collectible item.
And let's not forget the nostalgia factor for the older crowd. It's like a perfect storm. something old for the die-hard fans and something new for the next generation.
Exactly. It's such a clever blend of storytelling and marketing. But is it good for cinema, or are we losing something along the way? That's what we're diving into today. Stay tuned, everyone, we've got a lot to unpack.
Case 3.
Welcome to Nostalgic Notions, the podcast where we dig deep into the allure of yesteryear's cinema. I'm your host, Alex, and each week, I'm joined by my co-host Jamie as we examine the films and eras that have shaped our love for storytelling on the big screen. In today's episode, we're diving into the transition from silent movies to the talkies. You know, one thing that really revolutionized filmmaking was the advancement in technology. The transition from silent films to talkies opened up a whole new world for filmmakers.
Absolutely. Before sound was introduced, filmmakers relied solely on visuals and intertitles to convey the story. It was limiting in many ways. But once dialogue became part of the experience, it brought a richer, more authentic representation of real life.
Right. With spoken dialogue, characters could now express emotions and ideas in ways that visuals alone couldn't capture. It made storytelling more relatable and immersive for the audience.
And that versatility allowed filmmakers to explore different themes. They could tackle complex social issues, romance, humor, anything that needed nuanced conversation to make it resonate.
Exactly. Just think about the progression. Films began to tackle serious topics like war, identity, and social justice, all through relatable dialogue. It sparked discussions that audiences were eager to engage with.
And it wasn't just genre development. Technology also improved cinematography. Cameras became more portable and versatile, allowing filmmakers to capture life in new ways.
That's a great point. It let directors experiment with angles and movements that brought their stories to life, enhancing the emotional impact of the dialogue.
Exactly. For instance, look at how close-ups in dialogue scenes can evoke intimacy or tension. Technology transformed film from static images to a dynamic medium that reflects the complexities of human experience.
It's fascinating how these advancements shaped the narratives we see. Audiences began to appreciate a wider range of content, seeing stories and cultures that reflected diverse perspectives.
And as technology continues to evolve, it opens even more doors for innovation in storytelling. We're seeing virtual reality and interactive films now, where viewers can influence how the story unfolds.
Yes. It makes you wonder what the future holds for representation in film. Technology will undoubtedly keep pushing the boundaries of how stories are told and experienced.
One thing's for sure, the magic of combining technology with storytelling has forever changed cinema, allowing us to explore and reflect upon the human condition in richer, more meaningful ways.
Cheers to that. Here's to the future of film and all the incredible stories waiting to be told.